SMG. So a lot of good stuff. But Landon, the tournament is about to happen.
It is indeed, boys.
We're actually going into game one. So who do we got going
let's
on
get
here?
started.
Woo! Oh, here it is. This is the one you wanted.
This is the matchup of the century. For anybody at home that doesn't know, I have a long track history with KYR Speedy and SideArms. And, of course, Courage. And as you can see, this matchup here between Speedy, SideArms, Ninja, and Courage. Guys, who do you think is going to come out here rip-roaring and ready to rumble?
I mean, hey, whenever I see Ninja in any game, I think I have to at least think about favoring him. But Leach, we also have to talk about it. You have a family member in this game. You actually have your son, Courage, in this matchup here.
That's my child.
He
was fluffy, and he hit the gym and really kind of slimmed down there.
Courage, unfortunately, is already down.
Oh no, the bad luck bandit, as we used to call him in those OMOO matches. Shout out to all of the Optic members, by the way. Just wanted to bring that up here. But look, Speedy and SideArms, man, they're taking it slow. Obviously, they've already got a. What is it? Down 1 kill?
Yeah,
Ninja's just a savage.
we look in. It's like 15 seconds into the game. Ninja already has 2 downs. He's already reviving Courage as well. So doing it all as we tend to expect. Of course, with the plunger, item there. I couldn't think of the exact word in that situation, but
well, Ninja picking up Courage, obviously, good. That's a big deal, right? Because losing your teammate this early on in the game is obviously pretty rough, especially first round, right? So I'm kind of curious as to who's going to win this. Obviously, Courage and Ninja, this is the first time they played together in a Friday Fortnite tournament, so kind of curious how that chemistry is going to work out. I know that they play, at least in streaming-wise, right? They play together, but never in a competitive mindset. But gotta say, they are very strong, but, look at their landing zone. They're pretty far away.
But also take a look at the top right, of Ninja's perspective right now. He's pretty good. Like, the zone is totally around them right now, so they can kind of hang out, collect a few weapons, of course, as Ninja does grab the minigun in that situation.
And that heavy shotgun, which is now got that medium-range buff, which is so good.
Yeah, both of the weapons that he actually has in his arsenal right now have actually received, kind of updates and buffs as of recently. So not a bad loadout, to say the least, I think.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, the minigun actually just got a buff. So, of course, it still takes some time to charge up. But overall, though, damage-wise, it's a little bit better. I believe they increased the damage. They also increased the bullet drop, too, from 60 to 90. So you'll have more bullets that you'll be able to pick up with that gun. Initially, of course, when they drop a weapon, you'll be able to pick up bullets alongside it. So it's got more damage from the small arms. It also has more bullets as well. So a little bit better. Heavy shotgun, like you said, did get that minor buff, but shotguns in general, they got nerfed a little bit. So heavy shotguns, we'll probably be seeing more of them throughout these tournaments.
Which is hilarious because the last tournaments that we've been seeing, nobody really picks that up. It's been pump. You see some tax into play, but now you're starting to see that being carried in the arsenal by Ninja here. And then, of course, we got SideArms and Speedy. I'm so excited to see if they have a shot at beating Ninja and Courage out there. Everything that I've seen on Twitter has been a negative connotation on them having a chance, but they've been doing extremely well in these Friday Fortnite events.
Perfect timing.
And I need to stop talking. At this point in the career, I have literally cursed 2 events in a row.
I think KYR Speedy literally just shot SideArms as well, like while he was down, just like casually.
My boy, Speedy now here.
I want to know your opinion, Legion. What kind of percentage do we think it's possible for KYR Speedy to get out of this spot?
Oh, I'm going to say, okay, so
-6.
Looks like game 1's going extremely well for Speedy and SideArms as they're both going to be eliminated. But Ninja and Courage obviously coming out with a round 1 start here, 2 kills. I think Ninja's smiling already in the webcam.
Well,
so
the good thing is I think SideArms had 2 kills, so I think we're tied at 2-2 at this point. So not too bad, especially if Ninja
could be worse.
It could be worse, right? And it could have been a lot worse for Ninja, but luckily he was able to res Courage a little bit earlier in the game. But look how many kills still remaining. 51 kills, 51 engagements still remaining.
So perfect. I was like, they could have. Oh, okay, there goes the chance right there.
That's going to end it. Their chances are going to be over with instantaneously. Now, I'm rooting for both squads here. Great group of guys, honestly, in this first squad going up against each other. And of course, Ninja looking stylish as always. I want his hair.
That's a good point, man. It's kind of like transition colors of the past, maybe every day.
I think it's every day,
something
actually.
different.
Yeah.
It's like fading away.
Had a blue, had a blonde.
Did he just throw a casual nade and just down someone? Or he exploded someone.
Yeah,
so.
Unfortunately, that guy caught that full wide receiver.
Oh, there's a boogie bomb along with the minigun. Like those are interesting combinations. Not exactly sure how often that happens, but I believe, Ninja gets the elimination there. Not exactly sure how many kills that Courage is sitting at right now, but 5 eliminations. I don't think we saw any come through from KYR Speedy and SideArms, so at least a 5 kill lead for right now. That's pretty decent with still 40-plus people alive.
Well, I still like that we're seeing Ninja use that machine gun because that's something, like I said, was buffed. So I want to see how usable it is. They do have that gold machine gun. He opts to ditch it. I think he's kind of using it right now just as a transition until he gets better weapons. But it's still good to see that he is picking up kills with it, showing that maybe the buff did help quite a bit. The only thing, like I said, is just that warm up time to shoot the weapon is so detrimental, at least whenever it comes to competitive play. It's so slow. So if they were to nerf that, honestly, I think it could be a viable weapon competitively.
Yeah, and I think as far as to kind of transitioning even into kind of beginnings, right? Where are we landing is the casual kind of term that you actually kind of bring up and whatnot. Anarchy, they kind of go to the very north side where those houses are. They kind of transition down. Yep. We've been seeing a lot of teams, Taylor, in our tournaments, and I know you have as well, Legion, from watching at home and whatnot. A lot of these teams necessarily aren't preferring, hardcore, we're going in the middle of Salty. We're not going in the middle of Tilted. We're kind of hanging on the outskirts, and from there we kind of transition into the more, higher volume as far as, like locations are concerned.
Right. I mean, they're hitting good loot spots still, though, and they're also not too far outside of the vicinity of being able to find those initial engagements.
Right.
So you're running into one team, maybe two, if you get there quick enough before they've actually started their fight, and then you make your way looted. You're obviously picking up two big loot spots, so you're not just running in with commons, right? You're gonna have some decent loot running into this loot lake area, and of course finally Tilted or Salty if you are making your way from Anarchy down or from Fatal up.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. Landing spots has become so crucial. And I was listening to a podcast recently, and they pointed out a really good point was, the overall style, the building style, the edits and everything, we'll see some crazy builds. We'll see some crazy gunfights and everything. That's pretty much going to stay uniform. A lot of these players have kind of had that mastered. They'll improve as we go. But the big thing that's going to constantly change, especially as the map is developing, we talked about this living, breathing map, we're going to start seeing landing spots become even more crucial. And, of course, we watched FaZe. Me and Uline were watching FaZe Scrim recently. And one of the places they like to go was Moisty Mire, which is someplace we didn't expect them to go.
Moisty.
Is that right?
But yes. They go there.
Is there multiple reasons for
chests.
That? Okay.
In general.
Gotcha.
There is a large amount of loot there that is completely underrated. I'm seriously, like, if you land,
chests,
nobody else is going to land there for you for the most part. And then, and you've got Moisty chests.
Another thing, too, they come out with a lot of resources. They'll come out pretty much maxed out on wood. They'll also come out pretty looted up whenever it comes to the chest.
I
also
totally ruined your entire point.
And they also, Moisty chat, like, come on. But then they also come out with the mushrooms as well. They always come out with the mushrooms as well. So they'll come out pretty kitted up, ready to go. But a lot of these competitive matches do follow, at least as of right now, follow a different style. They don't go for kills necessarily. It comes who's the last alive, which I don't know still how I feel about that aspect because at the end they turtle a little bit. But
yeah, competitive, it's kind of interesting to kind of witness and see how it goes. And, of course, we kind of transition even into, is it going to be squads? Is it going to be even duos and whatnot? But I think the duos, at least from our Friday Fortnite tournaments, have been very interesting to watch as far as landing zones. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a huge fan of it. I wasn't the biggest, advocate for, duo play kind of 2 versus 2 for the most part. But after watching a lot of these tournaments, of course, now in week 5, they've been pretty cool. I'm not going to I've been a huge fan of them.
Well, I just like that you have so many 2v4 engagements, right? So you really get to see like that raw skill from these guys when they're going into gunfights. I've kind of got like a long track history actually of 2v2s. Whenever I first started really getting into esports in general, you had free-for-alls, 2v2s, and 4v4s, and those 2v2 tournaments were always interesting to watch just due to pacing in general, right? Just how they play against each other. So I think duos works extremely well, and in terms of pacing of this game, it creates a non-stop level of action that I feel like if it was just like, okay, guys, we're going to sit around the circle here and not go in for like another 20 minutes. It's like, no, this is interesting. People are getting kills, and they're running a shopping cart because they know they have no more competition left in this game for the first game.
Well, plus competitive has always been kind of like a 4v4 style, maybe a 5v5. 2v2 is something unique, and with Fortnite being so unique, I could see maybe Fortnite being a 2v2, at least in some tournaments and some aspects of it, right? Which I really like that aspect of it. But here we go. Coming in off that bounce pad, they're looking to hit up Tilted. Is there a player down below? There's not. He's not going to get that lucky. But, of course, they do probably spot some people as we see some building. Some easy kills.
This poor guy just gets ambushed right off the jump pad.
But he does have rockets, though. There is at least that positive, right? You always got to feel a little more confident when you got rockets at your back. But we talk about explodes. They're a little more, kind of random as far as the amount that you're going to have. Normally, you're going to be kind of scrounging, not wanting to kind of utilize as many rockets as in past. And it looks like Ninja this time.
The minigun.
The minigun. Insane. You were talking about this minor buff to it. It seems like it might actually be a game changer now because he's confidently just just abusing these souls with that.
Well, we know he's really good with the LMG, right? We've seen him showcase his skills with the LMG, and obviously it has a little bit more versatility now. Obviously with more bullets as well as the more damage as well.
Right.
But you know, you could shred through buildings, you could shred through walls, you could shred through your opponents, as we're seeing now. So I mean, there's a versatility and a real usability with it. But also too, he has the legendary shotgun as well, the heavy shotgun. So. Like I said, with the nerf of the shotguns overall, we're probably going to see a lot more of those. So I do like that.
Nice rocket from Courage.
Got a fantastic knockdown in that situation, and he's kind of playing like the passive role, kind of from the backside, hammering him with rockets, and he's kind of from the backside. We have you literally have minigun and constant rockets flying at you with the skill that obviously Ninja and Courage both possess.
That guy obviously did the best he possibly could have in that situation.
There's nothing you could do.
I don't even want to know like the sound of his mouse in that situation, just like hammering away. Like I can't build fast enough.
Like a woodpecker.
Yeah, just as long as he doesn't break his monitor, it'll be okay.
I mean, hey, I think most kids are like kind of like, oh, okay, at least it was Ninja that I died to. I'm just gonna go ahead and just chill here and watch this.
I think just seeing the array of weapons that you can use in this game in general, and actually be sufficiently okay with them is fantastic. I mean, look at this guy's lineup. 2 weeks ago, we'd have rarely seen a minigun or heavies, period.
Right.
He's rocking 2 of them, a FAMAS and a minigun.
Yeah.
And we still have jetpacks for a couple more days, right? So I mean,
Monday,
we're going to get to see some of that in action as well. And I can't wait to see these. We said the bouncy pads are
got the bounce pads added.
So sick.
Yep. It comes in stacks of 3. You can pick them up, and they say they're a trap, but I see more usability of them, like kind of like a bounce pad. But
it's kind of like an impulse grenade.
It kind of is,
like how far it scoots you forward. But I just can't wait till like we see like this massive build fight with like competitive teams, and there's all of a sudden like you go up and you're just like off the side of the wall.
Speaking of which, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Noah or if it was CD. I don't know who it was, but they were streaming and they built this crazy base around. They had
was it Dakotas? Or
maybe
something?
It was Dakotas, but they had traps all below, and he was just using the bounce pad and literally bouncing from bounce pad just in midair. And an opponent came down, dropped down in the trap, just destroyed him. Which, by the way, the trap's now 150 damage. It's insane.
Yeah.
They go from 75 to 125, or 125, excuse me, to 75. Now back up to 150.
They just wanted to make sure you weren't dead for a week, and then they wanted to make sure that you're absolutely dead the next week.
Man.
It's so interesting. I mean,
can we also point out, by the way, really quickly, Ninja has 13 kills. I think I think Courage at least has like 2 or 3 as well. So they're going to come into this next game with a round of 15 kill plus advantage, because there's still 11 kills possible total. So okay, so 14 kills at the max there, 13 kill advantage for the time, but. Gosh, I mean, this is going to be rough, essentially, looking at this one from KYR, Speedy, and SideArms' perspective, because they're probably in the death cam watching this like, okay. It's like
Speedy and SideArms somehow win this first round, I'm rejoining the crew.
Well, okay.
Throwing it out there.
should we get tweets going here?
I'm just saying, I'm Speedy SideArms, man.
Clip it. Clip it. He said it.
You got to go hard in the paint for this next game. You know what's funny though? Is, like you guys were mentioning, you said they got top 8 a couple times within the tournament.
Yeah,
so they're definitely. I mean, they're an adversary to not be like, oh yeah, it's going to be an easy matchup. It's like, okay, unfortunately they died at the beginning of that match because I caster cursed them. But
but what was amazing was that whenever they made that tournament run, I think it was in like week 3 or maybe week 2 or something along those lines. They were competing for like $20,000, and they're just like instead of Salty Springs dancing around like emoting, and it was just like I think there was at one point it was SideArms who was in like a 1 versus 3 fight, and I think he and like Speedy look over at each other while there's like literally rockets flying at them inside of structures, and they're just casually doing the Jubilee dance like back and forth like here we go.
Ooh.
This is gonna happen. But looks like Ninja does get taken down.
He's out,
and now it's gonna be up to Courage in the situation. Granted, he isn't necessarily leading in kills for his squad, but he's been doing everything he possibly can. Does get the knockdown onto one enemy. That should be up to 4 kills now for this man Jack, and we'll see if he can try to survive. Well, it could be a future fight coming soon.
I mean, obviously, Ninja going down this late in the game doesn't have too much of an impact. Like you said, he had, like 14 kills by the time he died, right? So they're going to be going into game 2 looking pretty good.
About a 16-kill lead so far.
And Courage still has a great chance to at least pick up, how many more engagements we have?
Blue Pump.
6 more engagements left, so they could go into even more. So I don't know if the dream is alive for Legion to join KYR back again, but at this point, I mean, hey, 18-1, so 17, that's massive. And we've seen some massive leads in our last tournament. What plenty of 15s. I think at one point we saw at least, a 20, a 21 kill lead?
We saw some comebacks from those.
We did see
some
some
so
comebacks.
near, like it was 1 or 2 kill deficit by the end of it. That was insane. So never count anybody out. for game 2s.
Oh, you can't. Not in these tournaments.
Do you guys think, obviously the situation that KYR Speedy and SideArms find themselves in, do you think they have to at least send someone to tilt it or send someone to like a very high populated area?
Yeah, you have
so?
to. You have to split up. You have to send like that that strategy right where you
Me and
sit.
Legion just having a staring contest.
Oh no, trust me. When I was hosting when you weren't here, trust me, we would just look at each other all day. Those eyes are mesmerizing. You can't look away whenever he leaves. And that smile, I'm telling you, on point. On point, my man. But yeah, honestly, they're gonna have to split up. One's gonna have to go tilted or at least salty or something, someplace, and then the other one can maybe go somewhere like fatal, wherever. But yeah, they're gonna have to make some moves, and of course that does play an effect, right? When they split up, they're not gonna have the backup of their teammates. So, but yeah, it's a tough situation to be in, going down this many kills in the second round. So.
And I know one thing as well, right? We talked about the issue of going tilted sometimes is you're always kind of worried about the shotgun players. The guys with the one pumps right around the corner who are just kind of chilling in some random building on some random floor behind the stairs and just waiting to one pump you. At least, right, from some aspect, the shotguns obviously did take a little bit of a hit. We talked about the heavy shotgun. At least was the one that didn't get hampered with too much.
Nice shot from Courage.
Yeah, 77-meter sniper to the head. Says, that's my head.
Look at that face. This is easily going to be Jack's most try-hard tournament he's ever played in his entire
You think so?
life. I think when he got the call and negotiation with Ninja to play on his team for this, he literally called his parents, which, by the way, the Dunlop family, I just want to say I appreciate you guys, and said, this is my time. And now he's coming out here, and look what he's doing. He had 2 kills when Ninja died, right?
Yeah.
He's got 7 of like the last 9. Now he's in a 1v1. Let's see if we can finish this out and get 10 kills.
He did tweet out, and he was like, oh, "Playing with Ninja makes me more nervous than whatever he related it to." So obviously, he does take this serious, and you have to. You have to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's Ninja for goodness sakes. But like you said, he had 2-3 kills. Now he has 9, and hopefully he's going to pick up this last guy.
Okay, yeah. So Speedy and SideArms are only down by like 21 kills.
Yeah, only 21. It's manageable.
It should be pretty good.
It's manageable.
You think they're reasonable right now? Like, this is totally possible.
No. I'm actually gonna call. They're gonna drop somewhere and just dance until they die, because that would just be the ultimate.
I would love that.
Ultimate response.
The ultimate troll. Just for our broadcast, like, okay, laying out the line, guys, here it comes. This is their opportunity. And then just dancing off to the side, right?
Which mind you guys,
tower.
too, and we didn't talk about the actual format of this, but winners is going to be normal play like last week, and then it's going to be the same as last week as well. And losers is going to have to play blitz. So KYR, they'll be, if they do move down, I'm already counting them out. I shouldn't be, but if they do go down to loser, then of course they will be. Look at this guy. This is why I love Kurt. He's the most entertaining guy in the world.
Oh man.
I mean, that is all
so they're going to have
there.
a 23 kill lead.
That's insane.
I believe heading into this next game.
That's only 23 though.
Well,
so if Ninja
we saw Ninja pick up 23 in that
die
one.
immediately off the
it's
off the
nearly
rip,
a fourth of the lobby. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's only like a whole game.
Plus the amount that Ninja and Courage are going to have leading this next game.
Like I said, I was referring. We've seen Ninja pick up 23 kills by himself, but then again, you're playing against Ninja, so it's like maybe he'll pick
What's
up 23.
What's the most kills you guys have seen in one of these matches? 23.
23 was the highest, right, with Ninja.
Oh, yeah, by one person. I think it was 23.
It was 23 by one person.
Yeah.
We've seen some massive collective, though, like up 33, almost like
and that was even
33%.
when we were casting, where we saw one. It was insane.
Yeah, and I believe that was either TSM or FaZe in the last tournament.
I'm sure
it was TSM or FaZe.
I think TSM last week had I don't want to say it was an easy losers bracket run because they were facing off against some really talented teams, but they were seeing a lot of squads kind of exit out early. Like they were heading into games where there were 70 people alive and the entire enemy team is already dead. So like they had some massive advantages of being up like 20, 25,
15.
30. Like they had some very solid leads, but granted,
will we break 50?
That'd be cool.
I want to see a duo break 50.
Could you imagine? 50?
It's also not very common that we see 2 players get into double digits, and both Courage and Ninja did that in this last situation, 10 and 14.
I couldn't imagine 50 though. 50's a lot. That's half the lobby.
I'm just saying. If somebody drops a 50.
Well, all right. What are we giving away if someone drops 50? Come on. You gave away Egos last time. I said my Scuff controller last time. We're already giving G Fuel away.
Dinner on me to the winners.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
I wasn't here for that. I didn't know we were giving extra things away. Should we be prepared for this? Maybe like a loot llama or something like that?
Well, speaking of loot llamas, by the way, which I'm kind of disappointed, they nerfed the loot llamas.
They did.
They nerfed it. So instead of 500 resources.
What's your guys' thoughts on that, right?
I'm kind of sad because, like, you said.
I liked all the loot.
I liked all the loot.
I want
so what they did with so it went from 500 resources to 200 resources per, and they also got rid completely of the splodes inside of the loot llama, and they reduced splodes by 50% overall. So I'm kind of sad by that, but then again, it's kind of interesting because at the end we would see a lot of splodes in each. What are you laughing at?
I'm just looking at the landing spot potential here for KYR Speedy and SideArms. I think they're actually going to be going Moisty, to be honest.
What did I tell you guys? I've spent more time.
Or maybe this isn't Moisty. I thought that they had
These guys.
They definitely had a check mark
Is that prison?
on Moisty Meyer. Well, that's right next to it. So.
Yeah, they got what? I don't know. We'll see.
Also, side note, there's a little reunion going on.
What do you mean?
Later this month.
Let me
where
hear it.
I'll be playing with KYR and Hova at
okay.
events. So stay tuned for that.
What
But
event
let's-
is it?
It's secret.
We'll keep it secret for now.
Oh, okay. A little
You can't
teaser.
tease us like that.
I can.
Okay, so yes, they are actually. We see KYR Speedy and SideArms down by 20+ kills heading into Moisty Meyer. I mean, talk about an untextbook type of play.
I don't know about. I mean, I know they probably listened to the stream and heard that we said FaZe love to go Moisty, but for them to go Moisty in this situation, I'm kind of going with Legion. Maybe they should just start dancing at this point.
I mean, hey, that'd be kind of cool. I'd be in favor of that for sure.
I actually want to see an efforted attempt at a comeback.
I think they can do
What are you
it.
talking about?
I think it's.
This isn't
I
efforted?
think it's doable. I mean, listen, there's already 13 people down,
Yeah.
which doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're down 23 kills is actually a monumentous.
I don't know to you.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
big deal to
tremendous.
me.
Yeah.
This feed is not going to be the case. I don't think they're going to be
Whoa.
loaded up on resources at the very least. So that's
Yeah, so they'll be able to give more loot to whoever potentially kills
true.
them later, which is
love
how all of my gameplay is.
I love how you went from I want to see an efforted attempt to they're going to have loot to give to somebody whoever kills them.
Whoa.
to
I'm
just
saying down the
it's
line. I think they're
constantly
going to make
degrading.
it 50 or 60 deep here.
Well, look at the engagements. There's already 66 more engagements left. So I mean, it's
quick
going
math.
quickly.
Wow.
I'm telling you, quick math's been getting better every Fortnite.
It's
the
not
playability's
for
been getting
me.
better, the stream's been getting better, and math has been getting better. So I'm telling you, we're on point. We're on point tonight. But I don't know about this Moisty drop, boys. I'm telling you, yeah, it's great loot. I mean, if you're playing for overall survivability to get first place, I like it. Going for kills though.
Can I
not
also
so
point
much.
out one thing really quick? KYR Speedy has nothing in his inventory. Really. I think he's given away all of his items to SideArms because at the very beginning of the game, I'm pretty sure he had 2 scoped ARs. Now it happens to be that SideArms
However,
has those 2
he
things.
does have mushrooms.
That's true.
So at least he'll be super protected whenever he finds his first engagement. Unfortunately, Ninja and Courage, though, I've got those big shields and minis, which do get you there a lot quicker than mushrooms.
And mind you, remember last time you were on here, you're talking about the Deagle.
Oh,
nonstop.
Courage needs to
has
bring the Deagle out. He's confident with it now because he thinks he secured the lead, which, I mean, you know, the 23 is pretty big deficit. But I want to see some shots pop off with that. I'm telling you, too, one of the most underrated guns in this game, the scoped AR, besides the fact that it's extremely slow paced when firing, if you do a couple of headshots popped off, if you happen to catch 2 teams in an engagement, I mean, it does, like 48 damage per shot. So that's one of my favorite guns nobody uses.
I've been using the scope they are actually recently. We've seen a lot of actually what is FaZe calls it the zoom. So there's a lot of different names for it, but no, the scope they are is great. With that 100% accuracy rate, right? You just shoot and you just aim in. It's a phenomenal weapon, and definitely prefer to use that over. I don't really like if I have a tack or something like that, but even tacks are great to use.
Yeah.
I mean, just going back, I mean, there's so many different options and so many different variables as they balance things. And honestly, a lot of people are upset with the nerf to the shotguns, but I think it's going to allow for more weapon usage.
I think everyone loves shotguns in their hands, but they hate them to be in everyone
Yeah,
else.
this is exactly the
so
argument.
disgusting.
It's like, oh, cool, I just one pump someone in the face. Little do you know that guy is actually raging, throwing away his computer and his mouse, and you know. So
True story on my part.
yeah, absolutely. I was playing the other day and I just got one pumped in the face, and I was like, okay. I just need a break. I'm going to take some time and just reevaluate my life for the time. And, you know, it actually worked out pretty well. But
Do you see what I'm saying?
Maybe I can
46
change
pops him off there with that scoped AR. Ninja
Yeah.
just going off with that thing. When you get it in your hands, listen, if you're going to do anything with it, have that as a secondary. If you're somebody who likes to have snipers, that's pretty much what I have it for in my inventory slot. Is I'm like, okay, no snipes, but I do have a scoped AR. So I've got a little bit of an advantage if
it's
I'm
got
trying
like
to
a nice
pop you
little
from
weapon in
across
the
map.
middle. Like, granted, you're not going to use them in up-close situations.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know, if like one of your teammates has a sniper, you're just kind of like, okay, I'll hand you this, and I'm going to use the scoped AR.
Have you tried to hip fire with the scoped AR, by the way?
I have, and it
It's
doesn't
like
work out.
It's like holding a. I don't even know.
It's like
just
holding the
here,
LMG, but just not
I'm holding this ladder.
It's like trying
holding
to
a ladder.
I imagine it's like trying to no scope with the LMG across
Yes.
the map.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly. Which apparently with the minigun now might be a viable
It might be a viable
effort
option. Yeah.
because Ninja last game with that gold. I mean, it's fantastic, right? Because you have support players, like specifically like the group that I play with. That we've got one guy, which is my brother. You know, he's not really getting a lot of kills, but he's always trying to just shoot bases down. Now, if that minigun's gonna be able to do some damage,
Oh yeah.
my God, he might finally get some kills.
Do I hear some victory royales in your future potentially with that?
More, And by the way, how satisfying is getting a victory?
That's
right?
true.
Oh, it's hugely
It doesn't happen to me very
satisfying.
often.
It
so
doesn't.
It's
but
like a
when it does-
revelation, I think, for me at least.
It's the best. Mind you, guys, just score update. They're up by 29 kills. Okay, so
All right, Taylor. Just
No,
go
I
back
just-
to reality. Quick.
they're up. They're up 29 kills, and we're still in lucky landing for Speedy and sidearms.
It's almost mathematically impossible, and barely half the lobby is dropped. I just want to point that out.
I
believe,
don't know
dude.
what you believe.
I've been in a swimming pool where that man picked me up like a dolphin in the ocean.
Which one?
Speedy. He can do it.
Just picked you up like a dolphin. That sounds like the most romantic.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, when is the sound gonna come? And then just boom, there it was.
First of all, how fun are the shopping carts? One of my favorite
Oh,
additions into the
great.
game, hands down. We saw Ninja and Courage riding them last game. It's like I want to see some high-profile players hit some nasty no-scopes today. Talking to you, thieves.
Yeah, I've been waiting for these jousts. I've been seeing these Twitter clips of people just running at each other down through mountains into the peak, and then they just haven't happened. And we've just been informed that it's actually the game is nearly mathematically impossible. But going back quickly,
But they're only down 29.
Yeah, exactly.
So
They're only down 29.
such a positive.
How many
positive
engagements
outlook.
are even left? Let me see. Actually, there's 29 engagements left. They need to pick up every single engagement.
They got this.
In
It's
order
possible.
to it.
Oh, and there just went at it.
And there's Ninja saying, yeah, so we're going to go ahead. No, the shopping cart's great. I've been seeing a lot of creative builds with it. And I can't wait until we get private lobbies eventually, and we'll be able to see just these massive builds. Could you imagine what we're going to see with the shopping cart? We're already seeing
I
sky
want to see
builds.
shopping cart racetracks.
oh, absolutely. On racetrack on that portion of the map.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be fantastic.
Imagine if you could change the inventory or kind of edit inventory and then put rockets, just nonstop rockets in the backhands of you or whoever, and then you can have, because if you use
like the
rocket
rocket boosting
like
is
a
so
rocket
much
booster,
fun.
right?
Yeah.
Because rocket boosting is a thing, which it's actually a really valuable thing. So that would be a pretty sweet idea. I can't wait until we see that.
Now listen, Speedy, sidearms, losers bracket. Obviously,
Yep.
it's impossible at this point for them to come back and win. However, mindset-wise in a tournament, you got two chances. So I mean, you're sitting down to losers. Your match is probably going to be a little bit, I would not necessarily easier, because the
Right.
competition that we have across the board is insane here. But you're like, all right, listen, I got 12 more matches I have to go through to potentially be in the final. So
Right.
no big deal. Just a full night of Fortnite, which in itself is a lot of fun. So no worries.
Absolutely.
Well, TSO made it last tournament. They went through
Yeah.
loser brackets. So I mean,
Well, one thing that's interesting, I think in all of our tournaments, we've had 5. 4 out of the 5 winners have came from the losers bracket.
came from the
and
losers.
won back-to-back
That's right.
final sets to win the entire thing. So while this is round 1, it still is possible, right? At the end of the day, try to take some positives out of it. And I want to say it was FaZe whenever they won in week 4,
Yeah.
or no, excuse me, week 3.
Yeah.
Whenever they had their victory, they actually started off in losers round
They did.
1. So it has happened before. It's a different set of players,
Right.
but anything is possible, like Legion just said. So I believe Courage has dropped. Granted, it's not at the greatest time of the game. Probably would have liked that to happen
This is a pivotal
about an hour
death.
ago, but
Well,
think it's pivotal.
Think out. Well, he already walked away.
Oh.
He's like, I'm done. He's like, I'm going bathroom break. I'm going to get some G Fuel. I'm set up, right? But Courage got to be feeling good, right? Like you said, Ninja. He was really.
He said, you know what?
He was worried to play with Ninja.
I'm going to run away.
Can you imagine Courage in that situation? Like, oh wait, oh okay, I'm just over here, just on the ground, just kind of.
You got it. You got it, Tyler. You got it.
It is mathematically impossible, so
It's been mathematically
he does in fact have it.
impossible for a while, brother.
So I know predictions. We were all thinking the opposite, without question, right? That we were going to see sidearms and KYR Speedy.
Oh,
Walk away-
100%.
oh,
They were
yeah,
going to walk away with the
totally.
victory. Yeah,
Deep in my heart.
deep in your.
It was a hard matchup to pick a winner for.
So I'm curious because I want to see. Oh, well, no, they changed up the bracket because.